Next on Worcester News Tonight, problems throughout the day making calls to 911 in parts of central Massachusetts. How the dispatchers handled the issue. Plus, Congressman Jim McGovern weighing in on the government shutdown from Washington, D.C. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Congressman Jim McGovern's attempt to reopen the government was knocked down Thursday. The government Democrat shouting his displeasure at a brief session in the House of Representatives after his bill was not acknowledged. Tonight, McGovern says he's frustrated with the federal government. Our Cam Jandros spoke with him earlier today. He joins us now live with more. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, for Congressman McGovern, he says right now one of his biggest concerns is ending this government shutdown. He says nearly 1 million government employees have no idea when or if they'll get a paycheck in the near future.
2B of House Resolution 1180. The House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. on Monday, December 31st.
Congressman Jim McGovern shouts inside the House gallery Thursday as he attempts to propose a bill which would end the government shutdown.
You know, there are agencies from the Department of Agriculture to small business to transportation to, the Food and Drug Administration. All these agencies are being penalized.
McGovern was not recognized by Indiana Congressman Luke Messer, who was presiding over a brief session. The Worcester Democrat says more than 800,000 federal employees have been impacted by the shutdown.
They have mortgages, they have, health insurance bills, they have car payments, they have rents, they're helping to put their kids through school, and this is a manufactured Trump shutdown.
The third shutdown of the year is now approaching a week since it started. Speaking at the White House earlier this week, the president saying he's not sure when the government will fully reopen.
I can tell you it's not going to be open until we have a wall, a fence, whatever they'd like to call it.
McGovern, who will soon be chairman of the House Rules Committee, is hoping the shutdown doesn't venture far into the new year. He's looking to end it as soon as possible.
Then when the Democrats take over the House on January 3rd, I'm going to put into the rules package, which I'm in charge of writing, a provision that would allow us to bring up immediately a bill that would reopen the government.
Now, McGovern says this shutdown could have severe negative impacts on the country's economy. Again, he's looking to have the government shutdown fixed in the next few days. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. The sporadic 911 outages throughout the day have been corrected in Massachusetts tonight. According to Massachusetts State Police, testing of the state's 911 system confirms the system is operational and emergency calls to 911 are being routed to local and regional dispatch centers. The outage did cause problems for many towns here in central Massachusetts. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
911 this side to where's your emergency?
Okay, yep, landline is working.
Auburn police dispatchers are receiving 911 calls, but when the department's communications director says she tested a wireless 911 call, it was directed to state police.
State 911 is recorded. Where is your emergency?
Penny Ryan says it's the second time it's happened to her Friday.
It's not coming through, and it should come through to our station.
A nationwide outage involving the internet company CenturyLink is affecting 911 calls in Massachusetts. Ryan says the problem is sporadic and no one has called to report any issues.
Obviously, your first choice is going to try 911. If that does not go through, you can use our business line.
CenturyLink is one of the main providers of internet and phone connections to 911 call centers. The Massachusetts State Police is advising wireless and landline 911 callers to call local departments' 10-digit numbers. The Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency sent out 2 mobile alerts.
If 911 goes down, that's how we're getting our emergencies out. You got to go back to your old-fashioned days, but unfortunately everybody's got the cell phones.
The Worcester Regional Emergency Management Communications Center says they are also seeing sporadic outages. Worcester Police Lieutenant Sean Murtha says it can be concerning.
911 is easy to remember. It's something under stress people usually are able to do. So I do hope it's up and running soon.
The FCC launched an investigation into the outage. As of 12 p.m. Friday, CenturyLink said in a tweet it's still working to restore full service. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Icy roads caused dozens of crashes in Worcester Friday morning. Police say there were 76 reported accidents. Among them, a diesel tanker truck overturned on Morningside Road while going down a hill and trying to turn. About 200 gallons of diesel leaked from the truck, causing a hazmat situation. Worcester Police and Fire and the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection were on scene cleaning up.
It is something to be concerned about. That's why we have DEP up here, DPW working on where the storm drains go and everything. The plan right now is that we're going to offload the remaining product before we overturn the vehicle. Once that's offloaded and we feel that it's safe, then we'll overturn the vehicle and then they'll do the normal recovery.
Early's Towing was also on scene to overturn the vehicle and remove it. They say they responded to a number of calls this morning because of icy conditions.
We've seen cars into trees, cars into police cars. You know, it's dangerous. While we were out there, we had a couple cars slide down the hill, almost hitting us. They did hit a Worcester police cruiser on Zenith Drive, so it's very dangerous.
No one was injured in the truck crash. Also in Worcester, those slick spots leading to problems on Zenith Drive. You can see in these photos several cars slid down the road and slammed into police cruisers that were parked there. Luckily, there were no reported injuries. A traffic stop in Auburn leads to the discovery of heroin and fentanyl, along with a child inside. State police say a Rhode Island man was driving 30 miles over the speed limit Wednesday night. Troopers stopped Nelson Gonzalez on the Mass Pike in Auburn and found more than 500 grams of heroin and fentanyl. The 51-year-old did not have a valid driver's license. He was arrested and charged with trafficking fentanyl, trafficking heroin, and child endangerments. A pillar of the Worcester business community for decades, David Duddie Massad, passed away Friday morning. Duddie was 90 years old. The legendary businessman opened Duddie Ford in Westboro and Diamond Chevrolet in Worcester, which is now located in Auburn. After his success in the car dealership industry, Duddie bought Commerce Bank in 1993. He sold the bank last year to Berkshire Bank. He donated $12 million to the UMass Memorial Medical Center in 2005. Friday, their president and CEO released a statement to Worcester News Tonight, saying Mr. Massad will forever be remembered for his most generous heart in serving the patients and families of this region through this tremendous support of the Emergency and Trauma Center. His legacy will forever be remembered. Granting wishes this holiday season is the message for a young Shrewsbury man and his mother. More than 2 years ago, Jagger Lavely was performing at a talent show at a Shrewsbury middle school when he forgot the words. Kids in the crowd helped him finish strong. The random act of kindness inspired Lavely and his mother, Stacy Levine Lavely, to create a foundation and an event called Wish Wizard, where they'll host a party and provide gifts to people with disabilities.
Giving trees around Central Mass area, and we put out forms for people to fill out for wishes. They took a tag, so it had like the person's age, they had the diagnoses, they had what they wanted, and you know, whether it's male or female, and they were able to donate it.
Levine Lavely says the event is not only about receiving gifts, it's about providing a place where everyone feels included.
Where our kids, a lot of them are in special classes and things like that. They aren't as mainstreamed. And so I think sometimes, I don't think it's on purpose or anything, but I just think they do get left off guest lists, or they might have trouble at family parties and things like that. It's just a place where it's non-judgmental. They can come in, have fun, just be them.
The event will be held Saturday at the Shrewsbury Public Library, where more than 100 gifts will be given out. New Year's Eve is approaching, and as old traditions end, like Worcester's first night, others are just beginning. Restaurants across central Massachusetts are gearing up for their New Year's Eve celebrations. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Out with the old and in with the new.
Well, it's important really to kind of provide a good place to go, you know, within the community. There's not too many places to go, you know, and do stuff around here for New Year's Eve.
This is the second year Worcester has not had a first night celebration, but Samuel Slater's restaurant in Webster is celebrating its first New Year's Eve open.
You definitely need to have reservations in advance. It's selling out pretty quick.
Other restaurants in Worcester are keeping their traditions, but one says with the recent death of firefighter Christopher Roy, they want to do their part to give back.
I felt the neighborhood and the community could come together and really celebrate the life of Chris.
Quinn's Irish pub owner Tim Quinn says he met Roy a handful of times. Money collected at the door Monday night will be donated to a fund in his daughter's name.
I heard he was an excellent father, so just something I felt that Quinn's should do, being a neighborhood guy and all.
Over at Dead Horse Hill in Worcester, they're celebrating New Year's Eve in an old school style. The restaurant is in a more than 160-year-old building. Owner Jared Foreman says he wants to keep the tradition.
Just all kinds of things that you would sit down and have a really elegant, luxurious meal back at the Bay State House in the 1900s. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.